My childhood Pokemon journey. I have loved Pokemon since I was a little kid. You could say I really evolved with it. What's this? Your cute little kid is evolving into a weeby teen. Oh, again? Your weeby teen's evolving into an adult with an existential crisis. I think I've been playing Pokemon since before I could read. My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Yellow. I remember being so excited to be a Pokemon trainer. That's me as a Pokemon trainer, and that's my best buddy Pikachu. Pikachu was the default starter Pokemon in Pokemon Yellow. I think I named my Pikachu something like this. Pause. I realize this looks like something Twitch Plays Pokemon would make up, but I played Pokemon since before I could read, so I probably just picked random letters. Great. So me and my best buddy,
JKB Spack.
My best buddy JKB Spack, we were going on our Pokemon journey. Pokemon Yellow had this feature where if you turned around and clicked on Pikachu, he'd be all like, Pika, Pika! And the first time I saw this, I was just like, this is the most amazing thing I've seen in my 5-year-old life. I used to play Pokemon with my brother. He would help me get through the game because I was a child and I literally did not know how to do anything. We had just gotten the Sylph Scope and we were on our way back to Lavender Town. My brother said, now you have to go to the top of Pokemon Tower to save Mr. Fuji. And I thought, better check with JKB Spack first. And JKB Spack looked freaking terrified! I don't think my Pikachu wants to go in there. Oh, your Pikachu will be fine, don't worry. Are you telling me to ignore my Pikachu's feelings, my dear JKB Spack? Do you even care? Yeah, I never beat that game as a kid. Not because I couldn't get past Lavender Town, I eventually got over that fear, but let's just say that a team of Pikachu, Butterfree, and an illiterate child weren't good enough to beat the bad AI of Gen 1. Actually, playing Pokemon before I could read caused a lot of problems. As a kid, my favorite Pokemon was Bulbasaur. I loved him. So imagine my surprise when a random girl in Cerulean City gives you her Bulbasaur. I had 6 Pokemon at the time, so Bulbasaur got sent to the box. I'd never used the box. I accidentally released him. I was absolutely devastated. I remember crying on my staircase. My brother told me since I had tried to save the game in a frenzy to save Bulbasaur, the only thing I could do was restart the game. But to me, restarting the game felt like killing my other Pokemon. I had to forget about Bulbasaur.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
A moment of silence, please, for the poor Bulbasaur I accidentally released into the wild. A few years passed and I was ready to play Pokemon again. This time, the game that I got was Pokemon Sapphire. I was older now, I was wiser, I could read, and this time I was ready to become the Pokemon champion. I had Torchic and a Wingull as well, and by the time I got to Rustboro, I was ready to fight. My brother was watching me play, probably just for fun this time because I could play by myself now. I think he saw me wing attack a nose pass. So he gave me some advice that maybe using water gun against a rock type would be better. And it worked. Me and my 2 little bird friends, we beat the gym. Satisfied with my daily conquest, I went to bed. The next morning I turned on Pokemon Sapphire, ready to start my day with little Pokemon and my 2 best bird buddies. Or so I thought. Who the heck are you guys? So it turns out, watching me play awoken something in my brother, and he spent the rest of the night playing Pokemon, and he got all the way to the 4th gym. That's half the game. He completely hijacked my Pokemon journey. I had 2 options. Restart. Again, this still felt like murder to me as a child, or we could share the game. How do you share a 1-person game, you ask? Well, my brother would beat all the trainers in the gyms, and I would run around hatching the eggs. So I never did become champion of the Hoenn region. My name was on the trophy, but we knew it was my brother in disguise. I needed to wait for yet another opportunity to become the Pokemon League champion. I only had a Game Boy Advance as a kid, and I never got a DS, and they never made another Game Boy Advance game, so it looks like I would never be champion. That is until my brother went to college. When my brother went to college, I was snooping around in his room, and guess what I found? Pokemon Silver. He had 200 hours logged in this game, the starters from Gen 1 and 2, and both generations legendaries. Even as a kid, I was like, wow, this took a lot of time and care. Well, goodbye! That's right, I murdered all that data in cold blood. I actually talked to my brother for this video concept, and he told me Gen 3 was his favorite generation of Pokemon, and I was like, what's that like? So I don't feel bad about this at all. I was 12 years old at this point. My failure to become champion had gone on long enough. I got a Cyndaquil, I named him Cheetos, he evolved into a Typhlosion, next was Slowpoke, he evolved into a Slowbro, then I got Eevee to Umbreon, Ampharos, Miltank, and Skarmory. I was studying. I went on Bulbapedia, took note cards, finally I was reading. Reading your next move because you're so predictable! Umbreon bit through Will's psychic types. Slowbro surfed over Bruno. Miltank gave everyone milk during breaks. But wait, you say, you have no ice or dragon coverage. How'd you get through Lance? In this generation, all of Lance's Pokemon were part flying. I just thunder punched them all in the face. I crushed them. I finally won. My years-long journey to become a Pokemon Master had reached its end. I was in the Hall of Fame with Pokemon I had raised myself. Just a few weeks ago, I opened up my brother's old copy of Pokemon Stadium on the N64, and guess what I saw in there? One of the first teams he used to beat the Pokemon League. And yes, zooming in, that Dragonite is named Mega Beater, I guess making names that sound a little bit wrong run in the family. It was nice to see that even though those games or save files were lost, the Pokemon lived on in one form or another. I still play all the new Pokemon games when they come out, especially now that I'm an adult and make my own money. I have no self-control about that kind of stuff. But I definitely don't feel the same kind of attachment to the save files as I did as a kid. Like, I'm gonna restart the game if my starter's the wrong nature, let alone if I release my favorite Pokemon. Still, every time I restart a new game, some of that old giddiness comes back, and it's like I can relive the moment of being a 5-year-old kid walking out on my first Pokemon journey with my best friend, JKB's back. Thanks for watching till the end. You know, I brought up the old story of how my brother stole my Pokemon Sapphire from me over the holidays last year, and his wife literally said, "She still remembers! Apologize!" And he did, and I forgive him, but I will never forget. Do any of you have any fun stories about playing Pokemon as a kid? Or maybe a time your older sibling robbed you of a formative childhood experience? I love Pokemon, and I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. If you like it, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and thanks again for watching. Bye!